Okay, so I'm talking about children and learning. Okay, so I actually earlier put up a topic called teaching your kids how to program and all that, and I thought 1 hour was too long. I can do it in like 5 minutes. Wow. So generally, the first part, I'll just mention something which I encountered a couple of years back. I think, has everybody seen that movie Slumdog Millionaire?
Yes.
Yeah. So you know, the movie was actually inspired by a book called Q&A. There was an Indian diplomat who wrote a book called Q&A. It's inspired from that book. But the diplomat himself was inspired by a project somebody did in a slum in New Delhi, which is about kids and learning. So that project was called Hole in the Wall project. Okay. So basically, the project is what happened was there's this Indian software company called NIIT. They are like one of the biggest IT companies in India. So they had an office which was just next to a slum. So what these guys did one day, they had a few extra computers. They just dug a hole in the wall, and they put two of their computers inside the wall, and they just put a little controller, a little joystick controller in the wall. And the person who was doing it, his name is Sugata Mitra. There's a very interesting video on TED if you want to watch. He explains the whole project. So people told him like they will rob the computer, it'll be missing tomorrow. You won't find it. But he said, let's just observe what happens. And I think they just sat there. I don't know if they put a camera, but somebody was sitting there very far away so that kids couldn't notice. And the kids, being curious, they came in. They started looking at the computer. And the computer is, of course, in English. And most of them, they don't speak English. So they figured out, by the end of the day, they had figured out how to open a browser, on the computer, how to go to some site. And I don't remember the exact. I mean, they are kids, they will not go to.
Whoa!
They're kids, exactly what they do.
So I don't know what's the exact timeline like, but within like a week, they had figured out how to read English by going to a website to figure out what are the characters. They're looking at the actual shape of the character and figuring out, hey, this is A. And they figured out like how to basically go around, open the paint shop program, draw something on the screen. Then they said, okay, this is Delhi, which is like supposed to be a big city. Let's take it to somewhere in the middle of India where it's not so advanced. So they did the same thing. They put the computer in a small town somewhere in the middle of the country. And the same thing happened. Like kids were coming in, they were trying out, and then like they basically figured out. And when these guys went back to that village, the kids told us, next time you come here, we want a bigger monitor. And we want mouse. So they were like wondering, like, how come you guys know what is mouse? Well, we checked up on the internet. It's all there. So basically, this guy, he came and said, like, we waste a lot of our time, like, telling kids what to do. They can figure out. And they actually did some research, and they figured out, like, what basically happens is there are 3 kids who come and stand there. One of them is trying. The other 2 guys are telling him, do this, do this. So it's an accidental discovery. They figure out what is right thing. And behind the 2-6, there'll be 4 kids. Behind the 4, there'll be 16 kids. So it's like a positive feedback loop. And basically, everybody in the group learns how to do it. So now they're saying, like, why do we need schools? Let's just remove schools and put like computers everywhere. Actually, they're not doing it at that scale. But the project is spreading. These are like some other places in India they've put in. And they're actually doing it in Cambodia also. They're doing that. So it's a very interesting project. Just check out TED for the video. Okay, and then I still have like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. So, teaching programming to kids. I think it's like I started programming on a Commodore 64. I don't know if anybody remembers that. It used to be, it was not so complicated. It was very easy to write code. And I think it's something very interesting when you write something and you see it move on the screen. Yeah. It's like that moment where wow, I can do this. Yeah. Like this is a TV, I can move things on a TV. On those days. So recently I encountered this other software which is created by MIT. It's called Scratch.
Oh, okay.
Has anybody used Scratch?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a cool little software to teach kids programming. It's freeware. You can download for the Mac, for the Windows. Okay, and I think we have a Linux version also. So it's very visual. You see this little cat here, and then the kids can say like, okay, I want to do motion. So I want to move the cat 10 steps. Okay? You just double click on the 10 steps and the cat moves forward. Okay, then you say I want to make the cat turn 15 degrees. You just attach it. Okay, double click, it moves forward. Okay, you can put like
logo, man. Yeah.
Yeah, something like logo. It's like the next version of logo. And then you can also put like these conditions when the flag is clicked, do this. Okay. Okay. So when I click on the flag, it will move. Okay. And then they have all the loops. So you want to make this go forever, just drag it here. And now I click on the flag and it goes forever.
It was like easier than logo.
Can we just download this?
Yeah,
At least we would learn
the software is called
Yeah.
Scratch.
Yeah, just,
Scratch.org.
I think just Google for Scratch.
Are you sure?
Scratch.
Scratch, and then they have a YouTube-like website where kids can make whatever they have done. They can upload it, and you can actually download somebody else's sample and open it and try it out. I'm actually teaching this to grown-up teachers so that because teachers will always say like, give me a Flash programmer. I want to do all these interesting simulations. I just tell them use Scratch.
Yeah.
How old is the youngest, age that they can use this?
I think there are people who are there's like an 8-year-old kid. There's an 8-year-old kid who's done an iPhone program, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there are kids who are 8 years old and who are using this.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
All right, thank you.